Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful week. I can't believe it's March, which means it's my baby's birthday month. It just blows my mind that he's going to be one. But I wanted to share with you guys this stunning card that I did. I am blown away by the technique of it. And I just love that image, and it just seems so relaxing and peaceful. And of course, you guys know how much I love the color pink. So, super loving it. And you guys, that mother of pearl paper, wowza! Like, look how it shines. It's stunning. I love it. I don't know. It's so pretty, and it's actually smooth. Like it might look like it's rough, like a glimmer paper, but no, it's like shiny smooth. It's almost like the finish on one of those cars that has like where you can like look at it and it looks like shiny and stuff. Am I the only one that sees that? No, maybe. I don't know. My car doesn't do that. I will say that. But yeah, super loving it. So I just wanted to show you guys how I did this one. I started with a piece of thick basic white. I like to use thick basic white whenever I use it as my card base. So my card base is thick basic white, 8.5 by 5.5. And then I layered on some Magenta Madness. And the Magenta Madness is 4 by 5.25. And I actually ran it through the embossing folder with the gingham embossing folder. I have been loving this one. I feel like it's one of those like generic backgrounds that goes with like every style of card. I don't know if there's a front or a back to this. I don't really think it matters because I kind of think it's like the same pattern. It's just is your triangle up or down. So anyway, I took that and I wrapped some of the Whisper White crinkled seam binding. I love this ribbon. Actually, I have a love-hate with this ribbon because it is so stinking staticky. Like I have even used static guard on it and it doesn't work. Like I spray and it's still like to my arm. So yeah, you're welcome for that fun noise. So if I'm going to cut my ribbon off the spool, the way that I measure to do this is to just do a knot, then I go all the way across. So all the way across to the back and then all the way across, and I would cut here. For this one, I actually am going to want to do a bow. So I'm going to come back again across, and then we're going to trim. I could also just do it directly off the spool, but I'm going to go ahead and detach from the spool. And since this is such a thin ribbon, then I am going to tie it into a double knot before I go to do my bow. And I know all of you bow haters out there are just going, absolutely not, Laura. I'm not doing that on my card. But I'm telling you, practice makes perfect. And that's why I keep making bows, to make you guys all practice and start to love them as well. So now that I have my double knot, I don't have to worry about like how tight it is or anything like that. And I'm going to go in and do my bow. And like it's big and it's crazy and it's weird looking right now, but that's okay. I'm just going to pull my loops, hold tight. And I actually want it on the other side. So I'm just going to squeeze my cardstock and slide it over. And we definitely want to make sure it's down low so that we have room for our greeting up top. See here, we don't want our ribbon to be like centered or up high or anything because we want to be able to have room for that greeting. And now I'm just going to add this to my card front. If perhaps you forget to add the ribbon before you add the pink to your card front, you can simply do it around the whole front of the card. So you could just do it to the inside of your card base. So this is going on the front. And then I'll trim my little tails I always call them ribbon tails. I don't know why. Okay. There we have our card base. Now let's get to that fabulous focal point, which is our mother of pearl paper. Stunning. And I took a piece of the Magenta Madness cardstock and I inked up the image. All of these images are from the In the Moment stamp set. So that's this one here. It's got those amazing, like peaceful looking images, great line art images, great for coloring if you guys are a colorer. So shout out to all the colorers out there. I'm not so sure I'm one of them. But these are fairly simple and so just a little bit of coloring helps. I will say the girl down here with the dog, there's just, it looks so messy and I feel like I can't see where one thing starts and one thing ends, and that makes me all like crazy. So I haven't colored that one yet, but I have had fun with these two. So there's that, and then I love the greetings. I think they're really great, great happy mail cards to just to send to a friend. So I inked this up in Versamark. This is just a sticky watermark ink. It comes white, and mine is just well loved, so don't worry about that. And then I inked it up. So it's just like you can kind of see it just looks sticky and clear. And stamped it down. And again, on your image, it almost just looks like a little watermark of like sticky clear ink. And then I took it and put white embossing powder on it. So Stampin' Up! Doesn't actually sell these anymore. This is called a Powder Pal, but I've kept mine for years and years and years because I absolutely love it and I find it to be super handy. So if you don't have a Powder Pal, you can just take a piece of printer paper or something, pour your powder on there. Like a lot of times I literally just like scoop a ton of it on there, go like that. Then you can take your piece of paper and, fold it or like crinkle it up and pour it into, back into the little cup. And then once your stuff is all full of powder, then you'll set it with your heat tool. So here's the heat tool. You'll want to put it on level 2, which is like the hottest. So like the 1 is just like a small little like air. Oh, it's not plugged in. I unplugged it to bring it over here and show you guys. I wasn't going to do all of that on camera because it's loud and it takes a long time, and I do it over there and plugins and everything else. But you'll want to put it on level 2. And what I suggest is staying in one spot. So you don't want to go like this because you're actually just warming all of the air. And we want to just warm our piece of cardstock. If you don't want to burn your fingers, I don't know who really does, then you can always either take your bone folder and hold your cardstock, or you can use a take your pick tool. So you can always use a take your pick tool and hold your project so you don't burn your fingers. But you want to kind of start in one area, one corner of your cardstock, and once you see it heat up and start to melt, the powder is going to become a liquid. It's going to become solid and shiny. So once you start to see that, then you can slowly move your heat tool around until it's completely done. So I sort of like chase it across my cardstock. And I find it to be the coolest thing ever as it just like slowly like melts and just becomes solid and goes across. So then it's going to look shiny instead of powdery. Maybe I should stop moving it. Okay. So now we have that. It has a little bit of powder on it from me running it through. Now I'm just going to take the Whisper White Stampin' Up! Watercolor pencil, and I'm just going to start coloring it in. And I'm coloring like the table, the dress, coloring her wine in so it shows that she's got a full glass. I always feel like I'm like, I don't know where I'm supposed to color. I think that's probably one of the other reasons why I'm not a huge coloring fan is because I just get so nervous that I'm coloring the wrong thing, the wrong stuff. That's why with this, I don't have to worry about that. It's all white. So it's all either white or pink. Like there's no like what color should we do it? And then her hat and the top of her dress. So does anybody have any big plans this weekend? Anything fun? Are you getting excited about daylight savings and more sunlight? I don't know if I'm super excited about daylight savings. I am more excited about more sunlight though. But that's next weekend, not this weekend, correct? And her hair is actually colored. So I'm just gonna color in all of this area up here. I almost got overzealous and went right into like that nook of her armpit. See, this is where I get nervous. And there you have that fabulous look. Isn't that stunning? So now I'm just going to add that to the mother of pearl. And then add that to my card front with Stampin' Dimensionals. I have a rogue dimensional who wanted to stay over there on my spool of ribbon, but I brought him back. And then I'm just going to add this to the card front on the left-hand side. And then for that greeting, I actually just stamped the greeting on a piece of scrap white. That is not big enough. And like just loosely cut it out. So kind of like a fussy cut. So we're just gonna ink this up. Stamp it down. And then just kind of do like a rough cut. And this does make me nervous as well because I'm like, am I close enough to the letters? Am I far enough apart? Am I equal all around? And this is also on with dimensionals. So this one, actually, I put it on flat over here. Are you guys surprised? No dimensionals over there. And then to finish it off, I added some of these Opal Rounds. These I feel like match the Mother of Pearl designer paper like perfectly. Like they both kind of have that mica flake iridescent fabulousness to them. So I'm just going to add some of these around that greeting. How fabulous is that? Isn't that amazing? I love it. And that's such a fun technique that you could do this card in any color. This is sort of monochromatic. So you could do this card in any color, like your favorite color or the recipient of the card's favorite color or anything like that. But super, super fun. A great way to use heat embossing. I know heat embossing is one of those things that like I forget about. And then I'm like, oh yeah, let's do it. And I get it out and then I use it like on 2 or 3 cards and then it goes back into hiding and I kind of forget about it again. So if you have forgotten about heat embossing and want to feel inspired to get it out and use it again, then this is a great card to be able to do. I feel like there's a little extra white there. Okay, maybe I really need to just leave it alone. It's okay. So here is that fabulous card using the In the Moment stamp set. I'll leave a link in the description box for that In the Moment stamp set so you can get it and enjoy coloring, whether it is with blends, chalks, markers, watercolor, or with watercolor pencils and heat embossing like this card. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you have a wonderful day. Love, hugs, and prayers to all of you guys. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you next time. Bye.